Previously on Deadpool.
I love you, Wade Wilson. We can fight this.
You're right. The cancer's only my liver, lungs, prostate, and brain. All things I can live without.
When a dude tries to make you a super slave and kidnaps your future baby mama,
I played a lot of roles. Damsel in distress ain't one of them.
it's time to be a superhero.
Boo.
It's a face I'd be happy to sit on.
There. All caught up.
Oh, you're living the dreams, DP.
Yeah.
Devil may care attitude. Strong thighs. Beautiful girlfriend.
Sorry I'm late. I was rounding up all the gluten in the world and launching into space where it can't not hurt us ever again.
Kiss me like you miss me, Red.
What in the ass?
My name's Cable. I'm here for the kid.
What? The kid?
Move or die.
Kids give us a chance to be better than we used to be. He needs you.
You're a lot smarter than I look. I ain't letting Cable kill this kid. But I can't do this alone. We're gonna form a super duper group. That's what we're gonna do.
Our group will be forward-thinking, gender-neutral. We will be known as X-Force.
Isn't that a little derivative?
You're absolutely right. Now, cue the music.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my hands, putting suckers in fear. Letting the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to my bass go.
Tell me they got that in slow motion. Doing the right thing is messy. But if you want to fight for what's right, sometimes you have to fight dirty. And that is why the man bun is just a millennial mullet.
Oh, God, I wish I finished college.
It lives up to the hype, plus.
They probably won't even make it 3.
Yeah, why would they? Stop it, too. You killed it.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. We got a new Deadpool extended trailer with some new shots we'll break down, and that Donald Glover situation from this morning, where he leaked a script that was supposedly the finale script from the Deadpool TV series that had been canceled recently, so I'll explain what's going on with that. It's not quite what you think, but based on what Donald Glover is saying, it's Marvel that canceled the TV series, not FX Networks, who's already working with Donald Glover. So don't worry, I'll explain what's going on. It is fascinating. In grand Harmontown tradition, he went on that tear this morning. The student has become the master. I love Dan Harmon's response to that too. He was just saying that I'm not sure that that master was ever a student, saying that he's always worshipped Donald Glover's work. So everybody seems to be in Donald Glover's camp on this Deadpool TV series situation. But if you're finding me for the first time, be sure to subscribe to get all the Marvel videos. There's crazy Infinity War coming up and Deadpool 2. The new stuff from this extended Deadpool trailer is just him recapping the events of the first film. You see more of those hits that he goes on during the montage in that last big trailer. Like when he's hitting what looks like the Yakuza here, he busted in through the window. They might be doing their version of that Dark Knight China scene where Batman flies into the window and then takes off with one of them. But you get a little more of the supporting cast, a little more of Blind Al. You get a little bit more of this stripper pole scene where he's in the club going after what looks like some kind of biker gang. This might be their Magic Mike parody scene because he comes out with stripper heels on. But we get a little more of Julian Dennison's character, a little bit more of Cable versus Deadpool, like you see him come up and whack him with this big crowbar. The thing about Julian Dennison is that a lot of people are wondering if he actually might be a young version of Black Tom Cassidy. Because for a long time last year, there was a rumor that that character was going to be the main villain of Deadpool 2. But because Cable's coming back in time to kill someone, Cable is a hero, he's not a villain. Why would he come back to kill a kid unless that kid was going to grow up to be someone really terrible? The plot of the trailer that we've seen so far, like what we know of it, lends some more credence to that, but there's no confirmation, still wide open to speculation. You guys can let me know, do you actually think that he's playing a young version of Black Tom Cassidy? But if he is, there would be a slight change to his powers because it looks like he's giving off heat blast, some sort of explosion here with all these cop cars. And Tom Cassidy from the comics has Groot-like powers. He has plant manipulation. He can give off concussive blasts with the wood that he grows from himself. So I'm assuming whatever they did, they changed the comic book origin just a little bit to serve the story, which I'm totally fine with. Black Tom Cassidy, very minor comic book villain, but he did show up in that very first Deadpool limited series during the mid-90s. New shot of him spinning his head around on his shoulders, him getting ready to engage these troops here, and then a wider shot of him in that really dirty looking Deadpool suit going up to recruit the X-Force members. But on that point, a lot of people were asking me if this suit is an Easter egg for the Deadpool X-Force suit. And my takeaway from this is that no, they're not going for that. It's just a dirty version of his red costume. He just got blown up, so there's just dust all over it, so the colors are really muted. And on top of that, whoever color timed the movie tuned the colors way down so that everything looks kind of turquoise, and that's what's causing the suit to look a slightly different color. They actually already did the white X-Force suit back during the first movie before he got the red suit. That was what that janky white suit he was running around in was an Easter egg for. That was like them doing their version of the uncanny X-Force suit.
This shit's gonna have nuts in it.
So if you're not a big comic book reader, there are a couple different versions of Deadpool's costume. There's his X-Men variant that he wore for a little while. There's the white one that everyone's talking about. That's from Uncanny X-Force #1. There's an evil Deadpool variant, and then there's just the regular red costume that he normally wears. But on to the main event, Donald Glover versus Marvel Television. So if you don't know what's going on, Marvel was going to do an adult animation Deadpool series at FXX. So when Marvel took the show to FX, they're like, okay, great, we have this awesome, talented person, Donald Glover, who's blowing it up, winning all kinds of awards with his Atlanta series. Let's put him on board. That was announced early last year. Cut to a couple days ago, Marvel says that we have mutually decided to part ways with FX. It was basically the networks saying that they were canceling the show before it started. It had already been greenlit for a 10-episode run, meaning that there wasn't a pilot or anything like that. Like, they just bought 10 episodes of a Deadpool TV series. So they started writing it, and then, come to find out, when we learned a little bit about what was going on behind the scenes, they said there were creative differences. Now, based on what Donald Glover was tweeting this morning, we learned what those creative differences were. So because FX Networks does such really weird TV and they love Donald Glover so much, it sounds like Marvel Television were the people not comfortable with the version of Deadpool that Donald Glover was trying to do. The script that he tweeted out this morning for the final episode isn't for an actual episode. It's more of a meta commentary about why the show was canceled or why he thinks that it was canceled. But the long and short of it is that Marvel TV saw what he was doing, and even though he's a great writer, they didn't want that version of Deadpool, which is why they took the project away from FX, meaning that they might resurrect it on the Disney streaming service. They'll still probably do an animated Deadpool TV series somewhere. We just don't know when that's going to happen, where it's going to happen, who's going to be involved with it. But Deadpool is a cash cow. Eventually, you'll see it somewhere in some form. Probably the best way to describe Marvel's objections in Donald Glover's eyes based on his commentary is that they thought that his writing and his references, because Deadpool makes a lot of references, he takes shots at a lot of things that are happening in real life. Marvel thought that his references were too specific, and it sounded like the scripts were really political, like he was taking a lot of shots at Trump and the president, things that Marvel was not comfortable with him doing with the character. So if you're really mad that there's no Deadpool TV series, really Marvel TV are the people to blame in this just because they didn't want to take a shot on Donald Glover. Even though it probably would have been a weird version of Deadpool, it still probably would have been pretty cool. But at least we have the film series. They'll resurrect the project somewhere at some other studio on a different network, probably on their streaming platform. We could talk all day about it, but just leave all your questions in the comments below if you're not really sure what's going on with the TV series or what's going on with the movies either. There'll be new Marvel later this week, but I am seeing Ready Player One tonight, so I'll post a non-spoilery review tomorrow. I'm also doing a new episode of Krypton, so a whole bunch of stuff coming tomorrow. While you wait for everything, click here for that new Iron Man Bleeding Edge Armor Infinity War trailer, and click here for that other Deadpool trailer. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.